ये ज़ारान दिख रहा?
बोल ना बाबा.
Listen ना. I think you brought the wrong British twin here, yeah?
So बात कर. I was going to tell you that.
See, when PD interrupted my Street Twin review with the Interceptor BS4, I could still give him that because, you know, the Interceptor has some British roots. I mean, Royal Enfield did used to make bikes in Britain before they moved here. And even though the Street Twin was the better bike, the Interceptor really made that big bike dream affordable and enjoyable for a lot of people. I mean, what's so British about your Kawasaki?
Listen, the badge on the tank may be Japanese, but between these two, this is still a more authentic British twin experience.
How did you come to that conclusion?
These are both parallel twin engines, but this, the crankshaft, a 360-degree crankshaft, just like the good old British twins. That is a 270-degree crank. That is a refined engine, but even this one, despite its seemingly ancient technology, is counterbalanced, just like yours, which means it's going to be just as smooth, if not more.
How are you going to prove that?
I have a test in mind.
हमारी गाड़ी गंदी नहीं कर रही है.
We'll use coasters.
Alright, that tri-cup test didn't quite go to plan, I know. But once we actually get on the bikes, the Kawasaki is going to claw back some ground. You wait and watch.
What a symphony from these pea shooters. It's the baritone, it's like Upper Freddy at Wembley. That's such a thrummy, subdued exhaust note. Yeah. But okay, I know you're not going to get convinced by just standing around talking. This Choy is really missing some bun muska. Let's go riding and get some.
But गाड़ी बहुत गंदी थी यार. थोड़ा साफ करना चाहिए.
Yeah, dude, काफी घांच है. We'll wipe them down properly and then leave. So Baba, where did you disappear? Why didn't you take the faster route?
Man, I just came in 2 seconds after you.
Faster is faster. And my route was faster than yours, just like my bike is faster than yours. Haven't you seen the V-Box numbers?
It's just 0.2 of a second quicker to 100.
0.2 of a second is the difference between pole position and 10th place in MotoGP these days.
Okay, Zaran, let me tell you 2 things. Firstly, Marc Marquez isn't there this year. And secondly, 0.2 of a second doesn't make a hell of a difference in the real world. I mean, didn't Shumi teach you that already last week?
Remember what I told you about the 6mm in the beginning of the story? It's not the tool, it's what you do with it. That's what counts.
Enough about last week, you get back to the bikes.
Okay, so the reason why I chose a different route and you went through traffic, all that, is because I chose for a more cleaner, wider route so that I could really open up the Interceptor. I mean, it's got 6 gears, so I could enjoy all 6 of them. And even if I got stuck behind slow moving traffic, I just simply needed to get on the throttle and make that move.
I mean, it's not like being stuck in traffic was an issue for me. There's a very light clutch action, the engine's very tractable, everything was fine.
Oh please man, the Interceptor is quicker than your W in gear roll-on accelerations. Not by 0.2 of a second, half a second or more.
Half a second is like a blink of an eye, it means nothing to me.
It makes a hell of a difference when you're stuck behind a Gadero in traffic. Okay, so that definitely helps you. And what Zaran might have missed out on telling you is that before we split up on our way to the cafe, I could hear a lot of NCBC in the background. It pained me to see him struggling over speed breakers and grazing those lovely pea shooters. Just 130mm of ground clearance is clearly taking the piss now.
Now, before you get brainwashed by Jehan and his obsession with ground clearance, let me tell you there are a lot of other ways in which the W is a better bike in the city than the Interceptor. First of all, it doesn't have the Enfield's vertigo-inducing seat height. At just 770mm, it's very easy to get your feet down. And because Kawasaki actually consider the fact that riders might have legs, the foot pegs are sensibly placed, so you don't bang your shins into them every time you do need to get your feet down.
Okay, anyway, breakfast will be done soon. Start making plans for lunch.
मैंने पाँचों दार चावल दिखाओ ना lunch. Let's take some time for it.
Sounds good, we'll ride further.
Wow. You know, this is what I've been missing out the most. Riding up on fantastic beauties, looking at these pretty sights. I mean, the lockdown period really forced you to take stock on what's the more important bits in life, hasn't it?
Halkat, this view is nice and everything, but the real reason we've stopped is that seat, isn't it?
No, I just needed to stretch my legs,
Of course you needed to stretch because it's not just the seat, even the suspension is stiff.
Okay, I wouldn't call it stiff. It's rather crude and unsophisticated. So smaller bumps, sharper bumps, you do feel them. And on the larger ones, when you're taking them with speed, especially out on the highway, you get tossed around, man. And when you're doing 100, 120 kmph, that's not a good feeling that you want from the bike.
This thing needs no fix. It's composed, it's smooth, the seat is great, my ass is fine.
You know what that doesn't get though? It's an additional 6th gear. Again, yeah, that 6th gear makes a hell of a difference. It gives me great fuel efficiency.
Arey, we passed a Hero showroom also on the highway. You want a Passion or something from there?
Bro, you need to
Mileage.
reach your destination.
15-litre fuel tank.
Yeah, so it doesn't give you extra range. My tank, my 13.5-litre fuel tank is giving me the same amount of range as your 15-litre fuel tank.
Jehan's psychopathic obsession with his 6th gear seems really silly to me because despite having just 5 speeds, my Kawasaki's engine actually sits at a lower RPM at 100 kph on the highway. It's a very stress-free motor and it feels like it could cruise all day and all night. So while Jehan is sat there worrying about his fuel efficiency on a 650cc motorcycle, I can relax and enjoy my ride.
Okay, fine. Enough bickering. Let's get going. I think there's some twisties up ahead. You try and keep up with me.
Keep up, those pegs are not gonna last, man.
You mind the sparks.
Okay. I may have oversold the Kawasaki a little bit here, but with a lazy rake angle of 26 degrees and a longer wheelbase, the Kawasaki could only waft through the twisties at a leisurely pace, while Jehan hustled his bike up the mountain, pulling away with ease.
Keep up with you. तू पोतानी से बात करता था कि or were you just mentally preparing yourself for this utter humiliation?
Okay, fine. The Interceptor is the quicker bike of these two in the twisties. But the W still has these nice wide handlebars that give you a lot of leverage in the twisties. And before you get going on the spec sheet, I know these are MRF tires, but they're a lot better than those Pirellis which come on a ship from Brazil. The only real issue I had was cornering clearance. The pegs kept grinding.
No, that's not the only issue with the W. The W is long and it's heavy.
That feels heavier.
This feels heavier because it's a shorter, compact motorcycle. Everything is packaged so neatly and tightly. And technically, even though this is the easy-going version of the RE650s, this feels a lot more enjoyable and exciting than your W. I mean, tu buddo thai gyo uske.
Okay, fine. It's a bit of an uncle bike, but so what? I like the pace of life once in a while, yeah. And I'm not even going to bother trying to keep up with you on the way back. You just take care of yourself and watch out for buffaloes.
Yeah, calling yourself the apex hunter. Okay, Ba, I know it might not come natural to us, but let's just be a little bit sensible over here, yeah, and not bicker like those old Bawas in the bag. Okay, and another thing, not to sound like PD, but is your Kawasaki really 2.5 times the bike that the Intercept is? I mean, you're obviously paying 2.5 times more.
Well, look, I certainly think there are areas where the Kawasaki is the better bike of the two. Like out on the highway cruising, this thing feels so relaxed. It's way better at that than the Interceptor. Even in the city, lower seat height, wider handlebars, it feels super manageable. You've got a really tractable long stroke motor, it pulls like a diesel locomotive. So, you know, those are really strong points.
Okay, I can give you the manageability factor because that is an area which Royal Enfield still has not worked on the Interceptor. I mean, it feels heavier of the two. The bars are narrow in comparison. The seat is taller and these foot pegs, man.
How are your shins?
Yeah, but they are really bruised up. I mean, you have to get used to them. So that is a cause of concern. But aside from that, highway cruisability or tractability, there is not a huge difference between the W and the Interceptor, is it?
Fair enough, I'll give you that.
Yeah. And the trade-off here is this does a lot more than what the W does. I mean, this offers an enjoyable, thrilling, exhilarating riding experience in the corners, which this feels a little subdued.
It's lazy, it's a lazy bike, I'll give you that. And you know, it's even harder to justify paying the premium because this Kawasaki doesn't feel premium, you know. So, you know, by Kawasaki standards, the quality is quite disappointing.
And you know, that's the great thing about the Interceptor. Royal Enfield really stepped up its game with this bike. And I mean, there are a lot more black color options on the Interceptor than there are color options on the W.
Well, just this one.
Yeah, and it doesn't look that appealing either. So, is the Interceptor the clear winner?
I hate to admit it, but yeah. I would say your money is better spent on the Interceptor.
Yeah, and now you know what I'll do with the money that I saved up and not bought that. Buy myself that Rossi replica I was looking out for.
Oh, the one with the little Viagra that you need so desperately, right?
No, not that one. The one with the Marco Simoncelli tribute. Yeah, that one.
Well, now that we are in agreement, how about a celebratory choi?
Yeah, and some bun maska.
Hey, but don't forget to wash the bikes after we get home, yeah?
हाँ, धोवी च पर से बहुत गंदी थी कुछ.